Tip number 48 from the book 501 Contractor Tips, and I kind of covered some of this in the last video, at the last section. Don't spend money that isn't yours. I've met plenty of contractors who get a check for $40,000 and quickly forget about their other financial obligations. Make sure you pay all of your suppliers' insurance, taxes, labor, and other expenses first. Now, the part I didn't go over in the last chapter are the contractors that I know, and I hope they still don't operate like this, but there are plenty of them. Reason why I say I hope they don't operate like this is because I don't work with them anymore. But I knew a few contractors who wouldn't pay their workers. They wouldn't pay their workers taxes. They wouldn't pay their suppliers. It was like when they got a check, it was time to party. Hey, I just got a check for $100,000. You know, I'm buying a new truck. I'm not kidding about this. This is, and it's almost like the mentality. If you're watching this video, and I hate to say this, it might sound a little, out there, but if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you're probably not going to be one of these people because you're interested in learning. You're interested in not repeating someone else's mistakes. And this is the sad thing about the information I have in this book and in my videos, and it's not just these videos, it's other videos as well that I make, is that the people that really need to watch them rarely do. And this is probably a perfect example of it here. You probably know some contractor who's a little cocky, arrogant, high on his horse, and nobody can tell him what to do or her what to do. And they go through life like this, and that's exactly how they stay. They kind of stay in the spot and they never get out of it. And that's not the spot I want you to be in. You've got to grow. You've got to grow mentally. You've got to learn more. You've got to get more information. You can't stay pigeonholed in one belief. You've just got to keep at it and keep going at it. And like I said earlier in the other video, this might not sound, in the other video about paying your taxes, it might not sound like a big deal. But if you get paid and you owe your material supplier $40,000, pay it. Don't take this money and spend it and waste it. I did a job one time, and it was a big job, and it was one of my first big jobs I did. And it took me about 9 months of barely scraping by to finally get my first check to where I could sock away, something with 5 digits on it. Other than that, it was living hand to mouth, but I knew better. I knew that when my material supply bill came in, I paid it. I paid all this. What was the result of this? Well, within a year, I was financially stable. What about the other contractors I was working with? There was only one other contractor who was financially stable. The others were having a difficult time. Why? Why? Because of tip number 48. They were spending the money that wasn't theirs. They were spending the money that they weren't making. They weren't keeping an eye on the bottom line. They were kind of just coming to work figuring that whatever would happen would just happen and they would get by. They would make it through. This is what they've been doing their whole life. Well, that's fine if that's what you want to do. If you just want to be a contractor who's just going to get by, then don't pay attention to, I wouldn't even waste your time watching any more of these videos. If you're a contractor who's interested in learning and improving your skills as a contractor, as a trades professional, and as a business person, then you've got to keep reading. You've got to keep listening. You've got to understand exactly what I'm telling you here. If you don't understand it, watch the video. Email me. I'll make another video. Whatever you need. Ask somebody else. Don't just say, yeah, that's not really, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just going to skip it. No, get a little more information on it. So again, just to recap everything, don't spend money that isn't yours. It's that simple.